Welcome back to the Secret Code Podcast. Have a lot of streams coming for you guys this week because a lot's being built in Secret Network. Today we're blessed to have the Secret Dreamscapes team on, which is kind of a cool game that's mixing a little bit of Scrabble and words with scores, as well as some poker style, some Texas Hold'em type, where you've got their community cards, you can play for real secret, they're going to incorporate NFTs, lots of cool stuff coming on here with an educational game that's really good for Secret Network. Our node, the Secret Code Podcast node, just voted yes on Proposal 70, which passed with flying colors, easy yes, as we funded them for more building, and we're going to come see what it's all about. So thanks for tuning in.
And ideas expressed in this podcast are not to be considered representative of any other parties affiliated with the Secret Network. We are not qualified to give financial advice, but if we were, we'd say market buy secret aggressively.
For the community, by the community.
All right, today we've got Danny, Gino, and Dan from the Secret Dreamscapes team. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Dude, it's an honor. I've played with you guys a little bit. I went on the podcast and we played a couple rounds. I'm a huge fan of the game. Of course, I'm a DJ and I love everything gambling, but the little Scrabble or Words with Friends style to it. I know Benji, who's always on with me. He's a huge fan of the artwork. He won't stop talking about the little clouds going by and whatnot. So it's really a very pretty game. Plus the gameplay and everything's really cool. But before we get into it, tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. I'll go ahead and get started. My name is Gino, and I've been working with Danny and Dan for 2 years. We've got a lot of different projects in the pipeline, or we have and still do have. I'm kind of operating as like the biggest generalist of the three here. And yeah, I'll let Danny and Dan take it.
Yeah, thanks, Gino. So I'm Danny. I'm the lead engineer here. I mostly focus on development and, making the whole thing work, so to say. Dan, would you like to continue?
Yeah, sure. I'm Dan. I'm responsible for the look and feel of the game, user experience, things like that. I've been a game designer for about 6 or 7 years now, and this is my first game. This is my first crypto game, so it's kind of exciting.
Nice. Well, awesome transition to crypto. Welcome. I mean, this is the future, so great place to be. But
Yeah.
How did this project get started? Where was the origin idea? How did you guys all connect?
We've been working together for 2 years, but we discovered the Hack Atom contest, and so we decided to take a little break and do a project for that. And then when we released it, some community members got really excited about it, gave us some great feedback, and we went ahead and submitted a bootstrap funding proposal to the community. And we were thrilled to see that. I think it was over $330 million of bonded value voted to pass the funding proposal. And so that bootstrapped our team here. And now we are going very heads down and continuing to build out the game and make it a very, very accessible, playable game.
Very cool. And why did you guys choose to build on Secret Network?
We've been following Secret Network since the beginning. I've been following it since the ENG swap days. And, it's the only network still to this day where you can build with guaranteed privacy, which to me is critical in the internet and especially blockchain in the future. While I've known about Ethereum and the other chains, didn't really see too much long-term real business applications there because of the privacy problems.
Yeah, 100%. We've talked about you can't have a poker game, you can't have a Monopoly game on any of these other blockchains. Like there has to be a centralized data hub, or else everything's going to be public. You could just front run people's cards. You can see what the dice rolls are going to be, know what chance cards are going to come. And so even though you guys aren't it's not meant to be a gambling app, even though it's definitely a feature of the game to make it interesting. Just the fact that you can know other people's cards and words and stuff. It kind of kills the game.
That would kill it, yeah.
No, 100%. How'd you guys first hear about us?
That's. Oh, sorry, go on, Gino.
No, go ahead, Danny. Go ahead.
I was saying I was listening to the podcast since episode 10, so I've sort of been following along. Once we've sort of started getting into the Secret Network, started listening to the podcast, and yeah, and sort of went from that.
Thank you. So walk us through the gameplay. How does Secret Dreamscape work?
Dan, do you want to start off with that?
Yeah, sure. Well, so as you mentioned, it is a word building game with betting elements. So it is a multiplayer experience where you play with your secret coin, and there are NFT cards involved, and we're going to get into that in a little bit as we get further in telling you how the gameplay works. But the hook of this game is that the NFT cards are not just for show; they're not just for collection. Although that's of course a very nice thing about playing a trading card game is collecting the cards, of course. But they actually do have utility in the game. They're core to the gameplay. They're core to the reward systems that we're building, involving the putting secret data on these NFTs as you play the game to make the cards more valuable and to make your gameplay more interesting. So there's a lot of little ways that we're leveraging not only blockchain in the gameplay, but also specifically secret network features.
Awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and show kind of the game layout real quick here in the screen share. You can see the cloud moving overhead. This is what Benji won't stop talking about. It really is cool, and it's a fun experience. And this shows kind of where the 5 community cards would be, and you have some of your own cards, and you make as good a words as you can find. There's a library or a dictionary there too to keep tabs on it. But no, it's super cool, and what I love is when people are innovating. What I've complained about quite a bit is so many people are taking ideas that have been built before, and they're adding privacy to them. But what Secret Network enables is things that haven't been built before, and that's what I love to see. And this hasn't been built anywhere before because it's only possible on Secret Network to actually be practical. And I've played a couple of games. It does work. It is fun. It's something you can do with your friends instead of words with friends, with poker, with education. I want to get my daughters playing it so they can start spelling words out. They're a bit young, but no.
Yeah, glad you picked up on all those things.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gino. You just sound like you want to say something.
I was just going to say, Dan, you kind of mentioned it earlier, but one of the features of the game, which we haven't released yet on this beta site that we have up, but we kind of just announced it. We'll announce it here, I guess. The way we're going to be using the private metadata on these cards is that every time you play the game, you can the word that you play, if you make it to the showdown and you play a word, if you have NFTs in your hand that you own, then your word will be stamped to those cards as private metadata. So one, that kind of keeps history of all your wins or your game plays, let's say. And two, what we're going to do then is we're going to have some community prize pools that will collect a small transaction after every game. And those community prize pools will build up, and then you can unlock them if you have one of the matching words stamped in your card.
That is super cool.
Yeah.
And so that's gonna be automated, where like it'll automatically add to the private metadata as you go.
That'll be automatic for the player. They will have to go to a special page to unlock the reward. They'll see all the words that are stamped on their cards, and they'll see today's jackpot. To unlock it might be a word called like games, and if they have a word games stamped to their card, boom, prize pool.
And let me mention one thing. What's great about this is this means that your NFTs actually get more valuable the more you play the game.
Yeah.
Because if you turn around and sell that NFT and it's got 500 words stamped on it, someone wants that because that's more likely to hit the prize pool.
Dude, that's sick. So now it's NFTs meet poker, meet Scrabble, meet bingo, and I love it.
Sure.
No, that's actually a really cool and, again, new use of the private metadata. I absolutely love the innovation here. We'll have you guys on again if you're up for it next week and actually do a live stream of playing the game. But today we want to hear more about it as much as we can. So how many people can play in a round?
We have it set as 4. We would love to experiment maybe with making that more, but right now we're doing that just to keep gameplay kind of smooth and consistent. There are a lot of challenges doing a real-time-ish kind of game on blockchain. Again, this is 100% on blockchain. There really are no other games today that are 100% on blockchain, but we are currently 100% on blockchain.
Nice.
So it's limited to 4 because of that.
Okay. So 2 to 4 players, right? And then you can only bet secret. Do you have any plans to integrate other tokens later on?
We're definitely considering it. Right now, it's going to be only secret.
Okay. Very cool. So Danny, talk to me a little bit about the implementation and how are you? So obviously you're using Secret Network's privacy for the private metadata and not being front ran, people seeing your cards. But can you tell us about what it was like building on Secret Network and actually integrating this? Because I've heard there's not as much documentation, that it might be harder. What was your experience like?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, as you mentioned, the documentation is really lacking, and this is normal with new networks. Things haven't been sort of made that well yet, so it's not really an issue. When I first started with Secret Dreamscape, I actually haven't written Rust before, so this was my first time sort of working with that and writing smart contracts. But all in all, after I started learning a bit, it became easier, and I feel like I'm a pretty good contract developer right now. I would say. Yeah, and about Secret Network specifically, I think that just having the private data and choosing like which player sees which data and all of that is so powerful in making games and making sort of rich experiences in general. Because this is the first time that we can actually create private data that nobody in the world can access except the person who actually needs to see it. I mean, this is so powerful right now.
Yeah, absolutely. What's it like adding NFT aspects to the game when you already had the game? How are you making that transition to turn some of the cards into NFTs and then kind of, I call them kind of fungible NFTs where they kind of mix in
Sure.
generically? Like, did you have to start from scratch? How do you just add it in?
Yeah, so basically what we did is we created a new contract for the NFT cards. So you sort of have multiple contracts in the game interacting with each other, and the cards are another additional contract, sort of. So that part is sort of started from scratch, but it all integrates together into one.
What do we have, like 5 contracts now, Danny?
We have 4 right now, but we should have more probably. So we have the main game contract, we have this, what we call the phone book contract, which basically keeps track of all the games running. And we have the contract for the cards, and for the settings stored for each user.
And then you have the contract with the community pool that we signed for you guys. And
Yeah.
Proposal 70.
Most important contract.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's absolutely fantastic. And so that's a little bit about behind the scenes, how the bones of the game work. Talk to me about the artistic design. The cards are beautiful, the scenery is beautiful. You've got like real landscapes that are changing. You've got day and night. Like it seems like time's actually happening. What was the inspiration behind that? How'd you guys do it?
Yeah, sure. I'll field that one. I've been interested in, growing up, I watched like shows like The Twilight Zone and Outer Limits and a lot of sci-fi. And I have kind of like a lifelong fascination with this concept of the world between waking and sleeping. That's where a lot of creativity happens. So I have worked on other games that went into this territory, but it was kind of exciting to have an idea that where all of this could where it was kind of like green pasture, like you could do so many things with this concept. And as far as the website artwork, some of that you're seeing is Danny's work as well. So and then the NFT cards themselves, I came up with the original generic deck, but then I created a template, and the 3 of us worked on creating and designing the full NFT minting as a group. So we each took a third of that mint, and so when you see the upcoming NFT mint that we have in a few weeks, it really is a full group effort by our whole team, not just by me. So
you guys literally made the art? Like, is it painting or?
It's a combination of royalty free, and then we have to do a lot of work to just because you find an image that's royalty free doesn't mean it's ready to go. Like
Yeah.
you've got to make it feel cohesive with the you see how when you look at one of our cards, like you see how it's part of a set with the
Yeah.
other cards. You can't just randomly pick images. So there's a lot that goes into finding the right images, getting them into the format, modifying the images, maybe combining them with other images, and getting them so that they feel like when you look at it, okay, this is a secret Dreamscape card.
That is super cool. And I like how the Dreamscape, the artwork's actually tying into the dreams. That's neat.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, fantastic. Very Magic the Gathering type feel. The artwork's fantastic. It's very photogenic and pretty to play, which is huge part of the user experience. Love it.
Yeah, I can't announce it right now, but we're excited about some of the innovations that we're going to do with the artwork, with the cards in the future. So.
Awesome. Cannot wait. Now, we've talked a little bit about your guys' game, but since you guys are the experts here on crypto gaming, where is crypto gaming headed, and how are you guys going to help get it there?
I mean, I think the most obvious answer here is true digital ownership. I mean, that's what blockchain is going to do for everyone on the internet, but also now gamers, of course. Although there's going to be a really big blur between the line of work and gaming, or work and fun. A lot of what we thought was work is going to become games. A lot of what we thought were games are going to become work. The economies are kind of blending here now, thanks to crypto.
Yeah, it's honestly beautiful. I mean, you see it kind of start with the Brave browser, and now people are getting paid to surf the internet. And how does that work? Like, how much would you have to make for that to actually count as work? Or people are still like I guess the original cryptocurrency. What is it, RuneScape, where people are mining gold through the game, and you can actually do that as a job in quite a few countries. And yeah, pay-to-play models do make sense. There's so much money in video games right now. Why should it all be in advertising? Why should it all go to centralized companies? If you make the game get a large enough audience and it has its own incentive values inside of it, yeah, work and gaming can be the same.
Yeah, really excited to see how that plays out.
Cool. And so what are some similarities and differences between these crypto games and traditional video games people are familiar with? Like, why do metaverse instead of Minecraft?
Yeah, so the big difference is who owns the data about the game. In crypto games, you as the user truly own everything that you make in the game. You own the cards in Secret Dreamscape. You're responsible to, you can sell them to somebody else. You can give them away to a friend, and similar things like that. But also another big aspect is that, as I've mentioned before, you actually have real privacy. I can't look at your cards any more than anyone else can, even though I wrote the code. So it's really possible to have real privacy in the world now, in video games, and make it actually I want to say hack proof, but even that's a thing. So it's harder to hack something that even the owner can't access.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, super cool. I love the idea of programming yourself out, kind of what Ultramail's doing, where like Proton Mail, sure, you can have your private key, but they have it too. Whereas with Ultramail, it's like provably you create your own. They don't even have it. They're setting up something for everybody else to use and succeed, and really taking the centralization and their themselves out of the situation, which makes it that much more secure.
I kind of like to say these days, a trustless internet is a fair and equitable internet.
I like that.
I'll let you sit on that one.
So when and where are you guys going to launch it? It's still on testnet right now, which is fun and cheaper to play than if these were a real secret that I was losing all the time. But when are you guys launching your NFTs, and when's the game going mainnet?
We are heads down trying to get the NFT launch out the door as soon as possible. We're pretty sure we can hit a date like around the 7th. And then we're going to keep the mint open for a while, for some time. I hope, your listeners and everyone else will buy some cards, support the team here. And then the game itself will go to mainnet on Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day, February 14th. All right.
Yeah, nice little gift for the community there.
Dude, that's awesome. I cannot wait. So we're a couple weeks away. Woot.
Do we want to talk about the other gift? Gino?
Yeah, that's a good idea, Dan. We've got a gift for your podcast and your listeners.
What? What'd you guys do?
Do you want me to talk about it, or are you talking about it?
Yeah. Go ahead and talk about it, Dan. I don't have the link for it.
No worries. So if you go to secretdreamscape.com/secret code, you will see a form, and what that form is, you will also see a card that has the secret code logo on it. We are going to give away 52 unique secret code cards at the time of our minting. There it is. It's the J, gold J.
What?
Yep. And so what all we ask is that you just share a tweet about our NFT minting on February 7th and tag #SecretDreamscape, and then link your tweet to us just to prove that you did it, and then send us your secret network wallet address, and then we will on the day of the mint, we will send the first 52 people who did that a unique NFT card for free. You don't even have to mint it. We will just send it to your wallet.
52 because it's a full deck of cards?
Yes, 52 because it's it's 26 silver and 26 gold from A to Z, so it works great to 52 cards.
That's awesome. Dude, guys, that's so cool. Thank you so much. You guys watching this live stream, you're the first to find this out. So we will definitely be tweeting this out pretty soon. That is, thank you guys. I appreciate that. I need to make new Twitter accounts so I could try to steal more of them.
Yeah, are the first 49 going to be like some variation of your name? Is that what we're going to see?
Yeah, Eric 1, Eric 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, our audience
I know I'm
is
going
pretty
to
psyched about
tweet
this
it
too.
out. I want to get one of those.
Well, and now I feel bad about trying to stump you guys on the viewing key.
All right, sure.
All right, guys. It's kind of a layup, trying to give you a chance, but who won the first Tarantino NFT auction? Is it A, an unknown entity because the bidding was private? B, Miramax, really trying to win that lawsuit? C, the Anon's DAO? Or D, Martin Scorsese?
Scorsese.
Are you sure about that, Dan? I don't know.
No, I was just talking about the pronunciation.
Oh.
Fair enough.
I think I know it.
Do you know it? I don't.
Yeah.
I was like, I looked away for a moment. I was watching that this was going to happen, and then I got busy, so I didn't see who got it.
Do you know it, Danny?
I think it's an unknown entity, right?
No.
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
It's the Anon's DAO. It's the Anon's DAO.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm going with.
Final answer?
Gino sounds confident, so we'll go with Gino.
Yeah.
That is correct. It's not an unknown entity, it's an Anon entity. And that is the Anon's DAO. $1.1 million worth of secret for the final bid. And now they got the very first one. So I think the second bidding went live, and so I'll be following closely to see how that went. But
Wow.
I wonder what they're going to do. Are they going to show us the secret that Tarantino left?
Do you have an Anon?
I do not.
So I have an Anon. We've been talking about it a bit in the Telegram, and I think they're going to set it up eventually to have a couple in-person viewing events. But I'm not 100% sure yet. I haven't seen anything yet, so hoping. But if you want a chance, $1 million CFI, my Anon's for sale. Great answer. I think it's cheating having three of you guys work on it, but awesome job. All right, so you've hinted at a couple things. You've already dropped quite a bit of alpha for the game on the show, especially loving the Secret Code podcast letters. So thank you guys for that. But what is your vision for Secret Dreamscape? You mentioned having multiple projects you guys want to work on together in the future. Do you want to have a kind of Secret Dreamscape be like a first project and then build something bigger and better, or is this going to develop into some kind of platform?
I think that the possibility this is developing to some kind of a overall platform is really strong. We've started brainstorming new games that would complement the Dreamscape theme. Mm-hmm. And nothing to announce obviously there yet, but it's definitely in our roadmap.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I can mention one thing too. The big thing I'm thinking about right now, designing like a new game or thinking about what's coming next, is evergreen. Like making something where if you're buying Secret NFTs, Secret Dreamscape NFT cards, they're somehow still usable in new content that we create. That way, there's always this way of making your content relevant.
Nice.
In future content.
That would be very cool. That's the kind of stuff we're excited to see. And several projects have talked about it, but I mean, we're still early in the integration of secret NFTs. It would be really cool as you guys build out to these cards that still hold value. When you guys get the contract to make Magic the Gathering or whatever on Secret Network, yeah, I want my little Secret J to be a creature.
Yes.
All right. And so what do you want to see built on Secret Network in terms of gaming that hasn't been built yet? And do you guys want to build it or?
Well, let me take that one real quick. At least this part of it. Aside from gaming, what we really know needs to be built on Secret Network are some more developer tools. There's so much to build, and we want to see more developers onboarded into the ecosystem. So that is what our other project is around. It's those specific developer tools that will make onboarding for dev teams so much smoother. And so we've got a lot in the pipeline for that.
That's fantastic. And you guys have been wonderful on the dev calls on Monday morning meetings right after awareness. So thank you guys for your involvement and for helping out our developers and for being so active. It's wonderful having you guys in the ecosystem.
Did either Danny or Dan, did you have something about games on Secret? I'm curious what you guys would like to see.
Yeah, absolutely. One type of game that I think we want to see is sort of an RTS kind of game, like Age of Empires, Civilization, that kind of game. I think that would work really well on the Secret Network, and it would be really great to play something like that. And yeah, I think that would be awesome, personally.
Yeah.
How about you, then?
I mean, Gino and Danny know this about me, but I mean, I'm really interested in just how blockchain in general can be used to take on the problem of like world poverty and stuff. Like, is there a way that I can buy a token and it can take care of me like a UBI, or is there a game that's actually fun that isn't going to punish me and make me watch ads, that is actually that could pay me a living? Questions like that. I think we have the technology to do it. I think it just requires creative thinking, and who knows if Secret Network could take us there, but it would be great if humanity could move. I know this is going to sound really very high level compared to what we've been talking about, but it'd be great if humanity could come up with that killer app that actually takes all of this money and gives it to people to support them.
100%.
And, yeah. I don't know where that's going to come from, but I want it to happen.
I think the technology's there, and it's a matter of building it out, getting the right incentive structures and awareness and things set out, and trying not to have legislation crush it. I'm right there with you. I identify as a libertarian. I don't make this podcast super political, but my family thinks I'm a communist. My friends think I'm alt-right, and I really test perfectly a centrist. And I think that something like a UBI that can set people up. I want to get people out of homelessness. And
it's not a fringe idea anymore.
Yep.
It really is like it's taken hold kind of in the mainstream. So I think it is just a matter of the right people having the right ideas about how we can fund that, basically.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's awesome. We're 100% in the right place at the right time, and let's build ourselves up, build our platforms up, and keep our minds at work, network with the right people, and build out the future. I'm here for it. I love the innovation. I love where you guys' minds are at. Thank you so much for making the secret code one. That's going to be really cool. So we'll be sending out more tweet information about that. But this is fun. And would you guys like to come back on sometime and do a live stream game?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. Only if I win, though. I'm really sensitive about it.
We can't guarantee that.
Fine.
You have a dictionary. You got to use the dictionary.
Oh, that's cheating. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's terrible relationship advice, though.
It's just a dictionary to practice.
How can people reach out to you guys and get involved with Dreamscapes?
Yeah, you can join our Discord server. We'll share the link below. I don't know if you're gonna put that in the
I'll drop it in the
notes
right
or
now.
Yeah, okay. And you can also follow us on Twitter at Secret Dreamscape, SCRT Dreamscape. And that's pretty much it. Obviously, you can play the game at secretdreamscape.com.
And the URL again for for the promotional card is secretdreamscape.com/secret code.
Dropping that again. Thank you guys so much. That's really cool. We're going to have all this information. We'll be back to, on Twitter with some of this stuff, especially February 7th. Go get your cards. I want all 52 of them, but I'll let some of the listeners have 2 or 3 maybe. And yeah, we'll have you guys back on soon, and we'll play the game.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you
Thanks,
guys.
Eric. Take care.